Scott Clements crossed the $5 million in earnings mark last week when he took down the FTOPS 10K heads-up event. He spoke to Card Player TV's Julio Rodriguez about his big win.
Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good. $290,500 for winning the recent $10,000 heads-up FTOPS event. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much. It felt really good to finally get one of those big wins under my belt.
Especially online, because you've been tearing it up live for obviously the last 5 years. But people don't realize, you play a lot online, big risky. You're a full tilt pro. How do you like your online game these days?
I feel like my online game is is really improving. I think that with having some success, I had a lot of success online early, and then I had a lot of success live, and I kind of played a little bit differently in each, and I think that I kind of let the online game kind of fall behind in my other skills.
Okay.
And I've really been working on that for the last year and trying to figure out what mistakes I've been making, what I need to do to make it more profitable for me and, catch on to what all the young internet players, because I was mostly a live player, have been doing. And I feel like I've been able to learn a lot of new things and been able to really make my game a lot better over the last year.
Now, I want to get back to this 10K heads-up event. There was obviously you faced some tough competition. You beat a fellow full tilt pro, Alessio Isaiah heads-up. You also battled Scott Seaver, Master Blaster, in the Elite Eight. I was watching that match. You were down early, but you fought back to win. What was that like?
Scott was a very tough opponent, and I didn't remember who he was, but I know I've always seen that he's done really well in these heads-up tournaments. So I started out playing my normal game and kind of realized that he plays a lot of heads-up, and he might have a little more experience playing the same game, and I think that he was going to be able to exploit the way that I was starting out to play. So I immediately, not very long into the match, decided to kind of change up my game plan, and I was going to be the more aggressive of the two of us. So I really picked up the pressure. I was making bigger raises and a lot more re-raises and trying to just put him in awkward spots a lot more often. I felt like he was a really tough opponent, and I felt like if we both played our regular game, that he might have the edge, but I thought if I changed up my game, he wouldn't be used to that.
Now, I want to talk about your mindset as you get deep into a tournament like this. I talk to a lot of players who happen to bust 4th, 5th, 6th at a big final table, and they tell me that sometimes some doubt creeps into their mind where they've said to themselves, "Well, I've already locked up a big score. Everything from here is gravy. I'm okay if I bust here. It wouldn't be the worst thing." But winners don't really have that mentality, and obviously you've had a lot of experience in your career closing things out, getting the win. What's the mindset you have once you're deep? You've already secured a nice payday, but you want to go for the big score.
I guess it just kind of goes back to I always just want to win. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm going to be playing 100% to win, and that, it's just always the thing that you just go for. I don't know, it's just ingrained in me that winning is kind of everything. It's like second place is never really good enough. I think I probably would get most upset at getting second place in the tournament. It's also the biggest money jump. So that's really where you need to focus a lot of it. Yeah, you need to get there and get deep, but if you play 5 tournaments and you get 5 seconds, then yeah, you made a lot of money. But if you play 5 tournaments and you get 5 first instead of those 5 seconds, your money it's going to be almost double in a lot of these situations. So I think that it's also the big money jump. And I don't know what else to say except that just my competitive nature is that's kind of when you try to strive to be the best. Is you give a lot more. Sometimes it's hard to give 100% A game all the time. We all for sure try to do that. But one thing I think that you have to do is you have to do that when you get down to that deep final it's like people say in the playoffs for baseball, you like there's just this new level of game. And I think it's also that some players get a little bit timid. Like I said, they've already locked up a big score. Maybe they make a mistake, or maybe they just tighten up or do whatever. But like I feel like if your whole focus is to win, then you'll never have any of those thoughts like I locked up a big score. All you're focused on, it won't even be about the money or anything else like that. It'll just be, your focus will be, I need to win this.
Now I want to take some time to recognize your achievements in 2010. I dubbed you the Rodney Dangerfield of poker for 2010. You kind of got no respect. You won 3 events at Bellagio. You won another at the Wynn. You won another at Beau Rivage. You won another at Atlantis. And then you top it off by finishing 18th at the World Series of Poker. Yeah, you kind of flew under the radar last year. ESPN didn't give you a ton of credit, as the same story with Adam Ruthless Levy. He also kind of got shafted in the coverage. Were you upset at all about that?
Well, of course, I always wanted to get, I wanted to get more time. I mean, I don't really get upset over things. I think, there's nothing really in my control, so I don't think I really should get upset about it. I would have liked a little more TV time and some of that exposure. And, of course, NBC heads up, usually I'd have a better chance of getting in that if I got a little more exposure. But I don't really get upset about it. It is what it is, and it just means I need to work that much harder to make it so, I make the final table, so they don't have a choice but to show me.
That's very true. That's very true. All right, well, I guess you're going to use that as a motivator. We're going to be seeing you on any of the live tournaments coming up, maybe in L.A.?
I might. I just had a baby boy, so...
Congratulations. Wow, I didn't know
So that's why we've been spending a little more time at home. But I might head out. Vegas is going to have some tournaments coming up pretty soon, so I'll definitely be at those. And then... but not sure about it, if I'll be able to make it out to any of the other ones that are coming up before then. We'll just have to wait and see.
All right, we'll wait and see. But bigger congrats than the FTOPS. Congrats on a new baby, and wish you all the luck this year.
Thank you very much. All right, have a good one.